Alright, let's dive into this because it's not just another friendly match, it's a story of two clubs at very different points in their journeys. Chelsea vs AC Milan in Jakarta. On paper, it's a preseason game. But if you take a step back and think about it, it's a clash of philosophies, expectations, and even geographies. Chelsea, fresh off a whirlwind tour of Australia and Southeast Asia, are in the midst of what feels like a cultural reset under Xabi Alonso. Milan, on the other hand, are trying to reclaim their Serie A throne after a couple of underwhelming seasons. Personally, I think this game is less about the result and more about the narratives each team is trying to build. First, let's talk about Chelsea. They've been all over the place, literally. Hong Kong, Indonesia, Malaysia, it's a travel itinerary that would exhaust most of us, let alone a squad of professional athletes. And yet, Xabi Alonso is focusing on the intangibles: team spirit, culture, togetherness. In his own words, the strength of the team is the most important. What makes this really interesting is that Chelsea's performances so far haven't been great. They've lacked that cutting edge, that spark. But here's the thing, preseason isn't about winning, it's about laying the foundation. From my perspective, Alonso is playing the long game. He's not just building a team, he's building an identity. And that's something you can't rush. Now, let's shift to Milan. Ruben Amorim is their new head coach, and they've splashed the cash on Gonçalo Ramos and Mario Gila. It's a statement of intent, they want to compete, and they want to do it now. But what many people don't realize is that Milan's squad is still a mix of new faces and old Chelsea connections. Loftus-Cheek, Tomori, Nkunku, Pulisic, it's like a reunion, except Pulisic is out injured again. Honestly, his 2026 has been rough, and it's hard not to feel for the guy. But the bigger question here is, can Milan's new signings gel quickly enough to make an impact? Or will they fall into the same trap of underperforming despite the talent? What makes this matchup even more fascinating is the history. Chelsea dominated Milan in the 2022-23 Champions League, with Aubameyang scoring in both games. Remember him? The guy who's been scoring double-digit goals everywhere except Chelsea. It's a detail I find fascinating, how one player's story can symbolize a club's missed opportunity. And then there's the fact that Chelsea played in the same stadium back in 2013, thrashing a local team 8-1. It's not just a game, it's a reminder of how far both clubs have come, or haven't. Now, let's talk logistics because they matter more than you think. The game's in Jakarta, and it's going to be hot. Like, really hot. But here's where it gets interesting, Chelsea play again less than 24 hours later in Malaysia. That's insane. It raises a deeper question, how much can we really take away from a game when the players are jet-lagged, exhausted, and probably more focused on recovery than tactics? In my opinion, this isn't just a test of skill, it's a test of resilience and squad depth. And then there's the viewing experience. If you're in the US, you've got CBS Sports Network or Paramount Plus. In the UK, it's CFC Plus, Chelsea's premium streaming service. £9.99 for one game. Or £14.99 for all 6 preseason games. It's a smart move by Chelsea, but it also highlights the commercialization of preseason tours. What this really suggests is that these games aren't just about football, they're about branding, global reach, and revenue. It's a business, folks. So, what's my takeaway? This game is a microcosm of modern football. Chelsea are building for the future, focusing on culture and identity. Milan are chasing immediate success, throwing money at the problem. And in the middle of it all, you've got players like Mudryk, making his return after 20 months, and Nkunku, fighting to prove he's not a flop. One thing that immediately stands out is how much pressure both clubs are under, Chelsea to rebuild, Milan to reclaim. And yet, here they are, playing in Jakarta, thousands of miles from home, in front of fans who just want to see their heroes in action. As we wrap up, I'll leave you with this. Preseason friendlies are often dismissed as meaningless, but they're anything but. They're a window into a club's soul, its priorities, its ambitions. So, when you tune in, and you should, because it's going to be chaotic and fascinating, don't just watch the game. Watch the story unfolding behind it. Because that's where the real action is.